Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Reactor, and this is Quinn. And today's article comes from BBC.com and says, Migrant Caravan. Mexico offers temporary work permits. So Mexico's offering the people in this caravan, I think it was like 14,000.
Right, Mexico's
last I heard.
offering a safe haven.
Letting them stay, basically.
Right.
Saying you guys can stay here. Stop trolling the USA. Mexico has offered temporary work permits to migrants who register for asylum as a big caravan of Central American migrants makes its way through the country towards the U.S. The plan also envisages temporary ID cards, medical care, and schooling. Yeah, they're offering them everything.
Right.
And I wonder if they're taking it or not. But to qualify, migrants must remain in Mexico's southern Chiapas and Oaxaca states. The U.S. has warned that about 800 troops may be sent to the U.S.-Mexico border to stop the migrant caravan. I don't know if that's a link to another article. They're just trying to advertise another article. I am bringing out the military for this national emergency, U.S. President Donald Trump tweeted earlier this week. They, migrants, will be stopped. The president also threatened to cut aid to Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. The midterm elections are less than 2 weeks away, and critics say Mr. Trump has used the threat of illegal immigration to fire up his supporters. However, the caravan, which set off from Honduras several weeks ago, is still more than 1,000 miles away from Mexico's northern border with the U.S. Okay. What about Mexico's plan? The scheme, announced by President Enrique Peña Nieto, covers Central Americans who have officially asked for refuge status in Mexico, or are planning to do so in the near future. It is called Estás en tu casa. This is your home. Today, Mexico extends you its hand, President Peña Nieto said. But he added, this plan is only for those who comply with Mexican laws, and it's first step towards a permanent solution for those who are granted refuge status in Mexico. Apparently no one wants refuge status in Mexico, though. They want it in America.
And how many people actually comply with Mexican laws in a place like Mexico?
Even the cops don't.
I know.
Yeah. Like, what are Mexican laws?
I don't know.
They're just vague suggestions. That's how it seems, at least. But he added this plan apply with Mexican law. The plan envisages temporary ID cards, medical care, schooling, and housing. Wow, you get all kinds of nice stuff. But President Peña Nieto failed to explain what would happen to the migrants if they chose to carry on regardless. The Mexican authorities are coming under increasing pressure from the Trump administration to find a solution to this caravan, reports the BBC's Central America correspondent Will Grant in the town of Arriaga, Chiapas. The authorities are trying to tread a balance between placating the U.S. and giving a green light to travel to potential future caravans, our correspondent adds. A green light to travel to caravans? Where is the caravan now? The caravan is presently in Arriaga. Most migrants say they had no intention of abandoning their plans to head to the U.S. Yeah, they don't care. Like, we don't want your house.
Yeah, because the mentality is maybe those people get stopped, but I'm going to make it through. Mm-hmm. You know, I'll make it.
If we all cross the border at the same time, they can't stop
Right.
all of us.
Not exactly.
The majority plan to cross the border, and that's my intention too, Jose Santos from Honduras told the BBC. Because yes, while life here is calmer than at home, it's still not like the U.S. where it would get better. That's the goal, to have a better life. All right, well, apply for citizenship. Well, I don't understand what the problem is. Like, don't get mad at people for saying you should follow laws. Or we can get rid of laws that say we have borders. You know, either way, as long as it's the law, that's the problem. Meanwhile, Ana Licit Velasquez, also from Honduras, told the BBC it's a kind offer, but it's not the plan that we have, to stay here halfway up. However, another migrant described Mr. Peña Nieto's proposal as a decent plan B. Oh yeah, like if we get turned away at the border, we'll be back. I don't think that's how he offered it, though. Because we can't go back to Honduras, so as a second choice, we'd be better off here, Greville Juan Villanova said. A spokesman for the United Nations said more than 7,000 people had joined the migrant caravan as of 22nd of October, citing estimates from the International Organization for Migration. But the group has split up, which makes it difficult to determine the exact number. The migrants say that they are fleeing persecution, poverty, and violence in their home countries of Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. Yeah, so if they're fleeing, flee the violence. Go for it if you really want to. But why are you crossing through other countries? Are all of those countries violent that you're trying to get away from?
But, I think what's going on is there's a lot of people out there that know that they can make a lot more money here than they would in their country where they were. So it's mostly a money decision, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they want a better life. Like, I don't blame them, but that better life is offered to them by applying for citizenship or applying for a green card, or, like a visa or whatever.
Right.
You
know, a lot of these people with families, they're afraid to settle down in Mexico, probably because they know that they're, with the skills that they have, they'd be better off if they could cross the border. And that's the trouble.
Yeah, I just feel like I wouldn't expect another country to have to give me citizenship if I demand it. I wouldn't march into some random country that I want to live in and be like, nope, I'm here now, deal with it. Like, that's not how it would work. I wouldn't expect any country to be okay with that. The migrants say they're fleeing persecution, blah. Can they migrate legally? On Thursday, Mr. Trump once again urged the migrants to stay away, tweeting to those in the caravan, turn around. We are not letting people into the United States illegally. Many of the migrants say they plan to seek asylum in the U.S. There is a legal obligation under international law to hear asylum claims from migrants who have arrived in the U.S. if they say they fear violence in their home countries. Yeah, so like that's the problem. Like I guess we have laws that say once you get your foot down on our soil, we'll hear you out.
The problem is,
and that's not really a problem. I mean,
Mexico's offering, hey, we'll give you asylum.
Yeah, they're getting that.
Stay here, but they're like, no, we want to go to the U.S.
No, they're being greedy. They want we're leaving because our life was horrible. Okay, well here's a better life. No, that's not the U.S. though. We don't want that one. Many migrants say they plan. There's a legal obligation under blah blah blah. But in June, U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions announced that victims of domestic abuse and gang violence would no longer generally qualify for asylum in the U.S. Yeah, because these are problems that their countries need to fix on their own. Taking in people from every failed government isn't gonna make the world better. Every time a government fails, you need to stay home and fix your home. If everyone flees, then that's a huge problem for the world. Those seeking asylum must be fleeing due to a serious fear of persecution in their home country. Under international law, these are considered refugees. If an asylum seeker enters the U.S. illegally, they are still entitled to have their claim heard. Economic migrants are those seeking a better quality of life, and even if they are fleeing devastating poverty, they are not considered refugees and do not have the same protection. Yeah, because that's not the same thing. The midterm elections are less than 2 weeks away. Critics say Mr. Trump has used the threat of illegal immigration to fire up his supporters. Yeah. So that's it. Mexico's offering them asylum, and they just don't care. I'm sure some of them are, but it kind of it's like. It's like if I'm like, I hate my life, I'm poor, so some guy's like, okay, here, I'll give you $5,000 so you can, have a better life, maybe invest it, start a business or something, and I go, no, I want $10,000 from the United States, Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, they're not offering anyone $5,000.
No, I'm saying, like, they're offering them a chance at a better life.
It's a temporary solution, and then the person is stuck in somewhere in Mexico.
Yeah, they're going to be stuck somewhere in America.
Southern Mexico. They want to have them go back down south so they're away from the border. But they're not going to make any money. It's not that much different than where they were. They really can't earn much. That's why
It is different than where they were, though. If their country is failing, they need to fix their country, not run away.
To be fair, I think that there's jobs here that people coming from another country, labor jobs, that people could take that probably not a whole lot of people
and there's a lot of people waiting in line with visas that can take those jobs.
Right. Could be.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Like, you disparage honest immigrants who want a better life and who have, filing the paperwork, becoming an American citizen. That's a lot of work, and it's probably really stressful,
Right.
But you do it because you want to be an American citizen,
Right.
You don't sneak in and say, I don't care. I'm just going to cut the line. You're cutting the line if you sneak in. That's
right.
What it is.
And there is definitely people that want to come up into any country, work, make money, and go back to where they were from, because it's just such a vast difference in the amounts you're making. You can make 5 years in 1 year amount.
Yeah, you make more money, but I don't know. I'm just saying the point is that sure, these people's life sucks, but not only do they need to fix their own country, if it's that bad, you guys need to stay there and work on making it better.
A lot of these
but also
countries
stand in line and don't insult honest immigrants who are trying and doing a lot of work to become citizens.
Right. I'm sure it's difficult coming from places that are corrupt, violent. It's probably difficult to to get past that, to live a normal life in that.
Yeah.
So
But another thing, and it's a common thing said, is that they bring their problems with them. So if we let everyone from a third world country who has a crappy life in their country, because their country's not doing that well, come to America, that doesn't lift America up. That sinks America down, a little bit. Because we have all these people we have to take care of now from a third world country that we have to figure out how to maintain order and give them all jobs. And, if they stayed home at their country and fixed it, the jobs would be there. Yeah, you just don't run away from your home because it sucks. You fix your home. That's all I'm saying. It's like, and the fact that they're offered Mexican, work permits and they don't want them, that's just greed. It's greed right there. It's not that they want a better life. They want an American life. And America's not doing well because everyone ran away. People actually literally stayed here and fought for a better life. That's what happens. I don't know. That's pretty much all I have to say about you. Yeah, so in my opinion is these people are being very selfish and greedy, and they don't deserve to sneak in front of all the legal immigrants who are working their ass off to become citizens. Those are the people that, I care more about the people who are stressed out working their ass off to become citizens, than the people who are trying to sneak in the country and take advantage of them. I don't know. Yeah, you can put it how you want, but that's what it comes down to, in my opinion. But that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, let us know by leaving a like or leaving a comment. Check out our Instagram or our Patreon link in the description. Instagram? I don't know, man. Yeah, and thanks for watching, guys. And girls.